everyone, I am Brittany the Cosmic Lunar Soul. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back to all of my subscribers. Today we are going to be talking about the Gentle Chaos bundle here. This is the guided journal and this is the pocket oracle deck. Both are by Tyler Gaka, also known as Ghost Honey. These are from Running Press Books, so they were sent to me for a review, but as always, I'm going to give you my honest opinions. So let's go ahead and let's look at the journal first. The journal retails for, let's see, $16.95 US and $22.95 Canadian. It says discover your inner magic with this journal based on the book Gentle Chaos by Tyler Gaka, also known on TikTok as Ghost Honey. In these pages, you'll find space to engage with yourself in a new way and embrace what makes you come alive. Okay. So I just love the style of book, right? It's like my toxic trait is thinking that I'm ever gonna have space to have like a whole library type room and have really cool looking books like this in it. So yeah, I love the aesthetic of the book. Let's go ahead and crack open this spine here. Cracking open a new book is both stressful and satisfying. There's a space for your name. That's such a weird thing for journals. Like, who am I sharing this with that I need to put my name in it? You know, I've always wondered about that. Here we have the introduction. He says that my hope is that by working through the pages of this journal, you find a moment of respite from the world around you and discover a piece of yourself. There's true beauty in vulnerability, and there is magic in pouring your heart out for both others and yourself. I kind of hate doing that, so maybe this will be a really good journal for me. It kind of feels like, although it says like Gentle Chaos, this feels very much like a shadow work journal, just specific to a certain aspect of shadow work, and not necessarily about discovering your shadows, but more so discovering yourself in general as a whole. So there are some prompts to start off with before you actually get into the book. The first prompt is there anything you hope to discover about yourself as you work through the journal? And then the other one is, what do you feel when you think of the concept Gentle Chaos? So I kind of like that idea because, you know, I wonder if, you know, well, I'm sure everybody kind of has a different opinion of what Gentle Chaos kind of means. And I would love to see how that opinion changes as one works through the book. So the book doesn't have a table of contents. You kind of just work through it. But we start here with part 1, and it says, in the Oklahoma sun. In this section, we'll start by going back to your beginning. We'll explore childhood, belonging, home, and identity. So that is part 1. Let me skip through, see if I can find the different parts for you guys. Here is part 2, The Fool in the Mountains. In this section, we'll explore growth, change, fears, and times of transition, both good and painful. Here's part 3 on queerness and magic. In this section, we'll explore love in all of its forms. We'll look deeply inward at what we long for the most and the magic that comes from being who we are. I wonder how they're working queerness into this. Not everybody who's going to be working in this is queer. All right, let's see what part 4 brings us. Part 4 is Ghosts and Honey. In this section, we'll explore who we are, who we want to become, and the creatures that live deep in our imaginations. So this is kind of where I see a lot of that shadow work stuff as well. Here's part 5, Curtain Call. In this section, we'll explore death, legacy, and how to move forward in life without getting too distracted by the past. Okay, so I flipped through to double check, but this is the last section, which makes sense. Curtain Call kind of should be, I guess, the last thing. But with the title Curtain Call, I kind of wish all of the titles of the parts were kind of, you know, theater themed. That would have been kind of cool. It doesn't ultimately matter, but it would have been kind of cool. Maybe because I was a theater kid, who knows? I'm just gonna flip through the book randomly. There are a lot, there's like blurbs of information scattered throughout the entire book, different quotes, and then space for you to write with an associated prompt. And then when we get into the oracle deck, we'll kind of see how they correlate and how they can mesh together and stuff like that. But a lot of this, I think these little blue boxes are personal anecdotes from the author. Um, and then some of these are actually poems, and then there are just pages of just like illustration. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, look, while I was flipping through, I found like these cool blank pages. I could see how this would be a good space to do like some oracle pulls and stuff like that. So there also are exercises in this book. Remember, what is it? Part 4, we're talking about the different creatures that we've imagined. So here he gives an example of two creatures that he's imagined. One he's named Rose, and another one he's named Maurice. And following that, your goal is to write out your creature. You know, I feel like I'm gonna struggle a lot with this, which might be a good thing. Um, Stuff like this is hard for me. I feel like I'm a really creative person, but I also don't like the self-exploration type of thing. Um, so at least I'm honest about it, right? What I like though, and what I'm seeing is there's plenty of room to write. They give a lot of room to write out your thoughts. You can see there's just 2 pages of lines here. Most of the prompts are small with a lot of room to write as well. So here is what I was saying. There are some fully illustrated pages. The illustrations are a little odd. The book is quirky overall in a kind of scrapbooky kind of way, which I'm really like. I'm in my scrapbook art journal era right now. So I actually do like that in a way. And I think my goal is maybe for 2024 is to go through it and at the end of the year pull out the images that I really like and then burn the book. I'll make my own little burn book. But I do like how there's these quirky discolored pages as well, and just even at the end there's a lot of room to write. It's almost just like blank pages for you to write your final thoughts in. And then we have the conclusion at the end. So guys, I didn't get the actual book to go with it because I just know I'm not going to read it. I should have gotten it just so I could review it for you guys. I really didn't think that far ahead. So I apologize. But if you follow Ghost Honey, or if you have opinions on what Gentle Chaos means, I'd love to hear your opinions on it. So let me know in a comment. And while you do that, I'm going to get the Oracle deck out. All right, here is the Pocket Oracle. This is actually in Running Press's old style of mini decks. Not the biggest fan. These are generally hard to open. This retails for, let's see. This retails for $13.95 US and $18.50 Canadian. But there are some things in here that I really like. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So if you're familiar with these pocket oracles and stuff like that from Running Press, you know that it has this magnetic swing tab, and then inside it has this little guidebook that's in a sleeve. And the guidebooks are usually really well done. They're fully colored, fully illustrated sometimes. They have the table of contents, and then it lists out the card meanings as well. So let's just flip through, I'm going to skip through the introduction and get to the nitty gritty. So we have the card meanings here. And it seems like there's kind of like 4 parts to these, right? So some have 3, some have 4. If we look here, we have the name of the card, large print, and then we have the name of the card in bold, and then it's just it's just a continuation of the sentence. But and then we just have what that card reminds us to do. So then over here with the example of the bricks, there's actually a little blurb here that I saw scattered throughout some of the other cards as well. So we flip through, you can see it's almost like it kind of gives you like a little poem, I guess, about the magic associated with the card. Yeah, it's just kind of like a little snippet. Some are way long, like the chocolate rabbit is extremely long. So it's quite interesting. It's not a very large book at all. They usually never are. So it's really short and concise. Let's see. Let me go to the back. I don't think that there are going to be any. Nope. That is the end. No spreads or anything like that. Okay, let's see. Got the box open. And then I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side. We have the cards here in cellophane, and then we have a little card display. So let me use a card that I have off to the side. You can just set it up like that. So it's a really cool travel thing, actually. I think this might go into my travel tarot kit. I'm not necessarily going to keep it in the box because I actually really like that. Sometimes I pull more than one card, but it's fine. But it's really lovely. It's a wooden block, and it looks like this has a G on it. Oh, okay, it's GC, if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. G and C for Gentle Chaos. The back is plain, and I bet if I were to offset them, I could fit 2 cards and have them stay. Yeah. So it could work with 2 cards as well, as long as your deck isn't oversized. Might only work well for one traditionally sized oracle card, though, because they tend to be quite large. So let me get this open and get all set up for the flip through. So the cards are they're actually quite nice. Let's see. This is 49 cards. So there are 49 cards. I don't know if you noticed, but the images, I think the images are all from the journal. And I wonder, since I didn't get the book, again, sorry. I wonder if the images are also from the book as well, like the main book. they're curious. So this is the cards are actually nice. They're a little thin, but I kind of like that for the size deck that it is. Otherwise, it would feel a little impossible to handle, I feel like, and it would also be very thick too. They're gilded all around, but it's kind of that nice matte gilding that Running Press does, where I feel like it'll last a little bit longer at least. And then the back has that same print on it as the card stand. So I believe these cards are pocket. So let's see how many. We can squeeze 2 cards here, but because they're so thin as well, you could probably put a third one. Yeah. It would be tight, but you could do it. Especially if you just like to look at the cards when you're journaling. It shuffles very well. I actually thought this would be more sticky than it is because of the foiling and because when cards come wrapped in cellophane like that, they tend to be a little stickier. Let's see, though, how it riffle shuffles. Ooh, ooh, sweet. Beautiful riffle shuffle. I love that. I need to find a tacky surface to put on here when I do these tests, but it's not going to fan because my thing is too slick. But I think these would fan out fairly well, especially if you riffle them a bit and get them broken up, get them going, you know? Because even with that one riffle, I feel like it broke them up a little better. So they are still a little chunky, but not terribly so. So I'm glad it ended up on this card. This card is actually Ghost Honey themselves, and I didn't recognize that. I know who Ghost Honey is, but I don't. I try to follow smaller artists, and on TikTok, I tend to just stick with like cats mostly. So I didn't recognize him. I knew he looked familiar, but I didn't recognize this as being actually Ghost Honey. I thought it was more of a like artist rendition of kind of thing. And it's kind of weird to have, and I remember this picture in the journal. I think it's a little weird to have a journal of self-discovery and have someone recognizable in the book. It's a little off-putting to me. But I mean, I don't hate the book or the cards or anything by that manner, but it's just a little strange, and I hope I'm not the only one to think that. I do think, though, it's just a small small thing. It's not gonna keep me from using it, but you can see that he pops up twice in here, and I think that there are people associated with him, like family or something. I think he might have also been the child. I would have to double check, but I do like Oscar's wife. I'm not sure if that's like a family member. And let me see. And then like the child. I don't know. Is that only weird to me, guys, or is that a little weird to you guys as well? I don't think it'll stop me from using the book though, so don't get me wrong. It's just something I noticed and wanted to point out because that's why I do these videos. I will say though, I love the size of these cards. They're nice. You know, I have tiny hands, so be able to meat grip some cards feels really good. And then I appreciate that the pocket came with this little travel thing. I recently bought like a little travel kit for tarot, so I'm excited to add this in there as well. Okay, guys, that was the kind of quick walkthrough of the guided journal and then the flip through of the deck. You'll have to let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a like, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. All right, bye guys.